Oh, Lord.
Listen, we're back with another episode of Marriage is for Grown Folk. Tonight is part 2 of an episode that I titled, they disagreed with, Tulsa Tea Party. We're going to have a conversation, and Mitekia is going to ask us some candid questions about our story, our journey, pitfalls, lessons learned, and wisdom that we could share with couples who are in relationship that want to enhance their relationship. Now, I'm telling y'all, she asked some questions that we weren't ready for her to ask, and Brittany but I want you to watch.
Y'all, I'm honest. Just know, okay?
Because it was Tulsa's tea party.
So I hope that you're prepared.
Yes.
You to watch, share, like, comment. You'll laugh, but hopefully you'll be inspired more than you laugh.
We
Buckle
laughed.
up.
Hello.
Hey, y'all.
Hello. We are back, you
What's up?
guys, with
Part 2.
part 2 with Marriage is for Grown Folk.
Tulsa Tea.
The tea party is what he wants to call it.
They would like
giving y'all the tea on our relationship.
they would like it to be called Tulsa Tea Party edition to Marriage is for Grown Folk.
So John loves dad jokes, just in case you guys don't know. So Tulsa Tea Party is a play on Boston Tea Party.
This is where we at tonight. so if you're at the intro, this just makes you want to go back and watch part 2 if you haven't, because we are really diving into y'all's relationship. So I'm super excited. So if you haven't watched part 2,
Part 1.
sorry, we're in part 2. If you haven't watched
Part what?
part 1,
Go catch up.
go catch up, because we are at part 2. We have to run it back because part 1 was really, really good. So we're really just diving into y'all's journey. So what I realized we didn't get to last time that I actually wanted to ask you guys, y'all titled this Marriage is for Grown Folk, which it seems super intentional.
Yes.
Is there a part of y'all's journey that inspired that title? If so, walk us through that.
I would say absolutely, like all caps. We joked probably for the first 5 years of our marriage that God takes care of babies and fools, because we felt like we were both when we entered into marriage. So although we were adults, we still were very underdeveloped in a lot of areas, and we didn't really know what it meant to be married. So like he aspired for marriage because of like what he had seen on TV and the people he had seen in his life. And I didn't, but I entered into it thinking like, all right, I should know enough, you know? So getting into marriage, it was revealed very, very quickly, like, oh, you can't be immature and make it through this. Like somebody is gonna have to grow up if this is gonna work, or we're gonna have to get away from each other. So I don't even remember the conversation we were having. We were just like dialoguing one day, and we was like, man, marriage is for grown folks. It ain't for no kids. And we was like, oh, that's good. So that's where the title came from.
Yeah.
Was that conversation, was that super earlier on
No.
in y'all's marriage? Like,
No.
or like how late are we talking?
At least 8 years,
5
5 to 8 years in. Yeah.
So from the moment y'all said I do,
Mm-hmm.
there was 5 to 8 years where y'all would label as what?
Yeah, storm
You said it was a
fade,
what?
tsunami.
All of that.
Just because as individuals, we still had so much development that needed to be done. And we got married so quickly. Like we dated for like 2.5 months and got married. So he didn't really know me and I didn't really know him. You know, we knew the surface, but we didn't know like all of each other's triggers, all of each other's trauma, you know, like my belief system, his belief system. We both love God, absolutely, but the version of God that we had been shown was very different. So all of those things quickly came to the surface when we started like collabing together as husband and wife. And it was like, oh, I mean, the sex is good, but dang, we gotta have more than just that if this is gonna work. So that's when the form stage definitely started. Like, okay, are we gonna like play his fairy tale of what he thinks marriage is, or are we gonna be realistic, or are we gonna find a balance of both?
I would just add these 2 points. We had a stillborn child The first was that first year,
Mm-hmm.
the first year in the marriage, and
Before our first
then
anniversary.
and then the brain doesn't develop until around 25. So
And we
had
had
the stack
custody
against us
of his sister, which was a teenager. So
at the time. Yeah.
first year we buried a baby. We inherited a teenage daughter slash sibling. And then I was pregnant again before the end of the year that we had buried a child, like not intentionally, got pregnant again on birth control. So it was just so many things going on. All of that on top of us trying to develop as individuals, us trying to gel as a marriage couple, him doing ministry.
Ministry in school.
I was in nursing school when we first got married. Like we just had all of the odds against us, and we had a lot of responsibility, and we were really young, you know, thinking we can do it and take on the world, which by the grace of God we did, but still, it was just a lot. I don't even think I realized in real time how much we had on our plate. It was kind of like when we started reflecting back, we were like, oh wow, really? Okay. So yeah.
So all these things are happening, and like obviously y'all are saying like life is like running its course. It sounds like life is running y'all to the ground.
Yeah.
So 5 to 8 years, all this is happening, and y'all say like marriage is for grown folks, and it sounds like y'all may have had some opportunities to throw in the towel and walk away.
Oh yeah.
What
absolutely.
made y'all stay individually?
I want to say love, but I ain't gonna say love because what I understood about love at that time was not what I understand and has been revealed to me about love. Really, I think that I was afraid to throw in the towel. We talked about it a couple of episodes ago, just about my faith tradition upbringing. There was a stigma around, and still is in some circles, around divorce. And will God leave a person after they divorce? Or if you divorce and it's not the timing of God, is there any kind of punishment from heaven that you'll have to endure? And to add to that, she was a good woman. I knew, like, in my core, this is a good thing. And I knew that what she brought into my life with her love was going to be a gaping hole if that wasn't there. And so I think that, like, my trauma responses and my triggers and all of that hid that reality from me. But I think here I knew this is something that's raw, but I'm in too deep. You know what I'm saying? And I don't remember many people my age divorcing and doing well after divorce. So fear was really like the fear of the unknown, the fear of what this is going to look like. Can I do life on my own at this age after divorce? It's cheaper to keep her. That song was ringing in my ears.
That was definitely not my reality at all. I was not afraid to be single. For me, what kept me, when Jalen died and we buried her, his strength was revealed to me, like the totality of it. And I was like, okay, I know he a good dude, but like in that moment, I was like, no, he like really, really is solid. He is more solid than any man I've ever been with. So of course, you know, like he has his flaws, but I was just like, like interesting. Okay. You rising to the occasion when I really need you to. Like, you know, like when I need to just be weak in this moment, when I need to just completely be like, I ain't got it. He like immediately like kicks into gear, like without me asking. And I was just like, I remember thinking, it's sad that my child had to die for me to understand that he does have his own strength and he has his own assets that he's bringing. Because before that, I was just like, you just gonna let people run over you your whole life? Like, you just gonna be okay with that? So it was like, in that moment, it was like, strength can look so many different ways than what you are used to seeing it as. Yeah. Because I was just used to seeing strength as like strength. But it was like, whoa, wait. There are so many different levels to strength and different administrations of strength. So in that moment, that was really revealed. And then there were other things that came up after that. Like my mom died from cancer. My grandparents got sick and died. And I mean, every single time I hit any type of adversity, he would immediately kick in. There was like no conversation about, well, what do you want me to do? He would just find what needed to be done and do it. And for me, that was something I hadn't experienced. So it was very refreshing. It was very like, okay, I know we got our own stuff going on, but I can't deny the fact that he had been in. Like, I can't just take that away from him. So for me, it was, I felt like I owed him a level of grace and mercy because I knew we were still both developing.
Mm. Have y'all had, you so funny. Have y'all had, I mean, I'm sure y'all probably have, but like, have y'all had like this dialogue before?
Yeah.
We have. I think that because we are older and more mature now, we can articulate it differently. Where it's like, oh. And I feel like before when we were having it, it was like we were healing from the injuries that we were like actively causing to each other versus now it's like just a conversation. So it's like, oh. And then you think it back like, oh, he did say that before, but it just hit different now.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like, I know when we went into this, Pastor John had some questions. And I looked at some questions, I was like, I feel like they don't asked each other this stuff before.
What you just asked them?
No, what you asked.
What?
No question, would you gain 100 pounds?
Those are good questions.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So when we're walking through y'all's journey, I just want people to hear and take away from like where y'all have been.
Yeah.
I have been able to witness like a small portion, kind of like y'all walk through some things. So I think it's just good for the audience to kind of pull from tools. But y'all said something. You were talking about his fairy tale, the people you seen on TV, what you saw growing up. And then he talked about how like in church, divorce was really kind of like shunned or taboo.
Yeah.
So kind of like religion kind of kept you kind of in that box. And then you were like, well, that wasn't the case. Like I was not afraid to be alone.
No.
In part one, we said, what was in the foundation of this? Y'all said God, sexuality, and friendship.
Yeah.
Because God was presented to y'all in two different ways growing up. How has that collided for y'all? Like in the foundation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Early on?
No, just like even now.
Okay.
Like talk about like how that has become a part of y'all's foundation when y'all were brought up so differently and viewing God so differently.
Well, I would say this. I think that although God was presented to us differently, like I know for me as a child, I just always was like intrigued and curious and wanted to know more about God. And I've always loved him. Like I just want you to be pleased with my life. And I feel like that narrative is the same for him, although it was presented different with more rules, more restrictions. For me, it didn't come with a lot of restrictions just because like as a small kid, I wasn't even in church every Sunday. You know, it just was like a feeling on the inside of me. Like, I just know he's here with me. You know, like I was moving all over. So probably from the age of 2 to 11, I lived in 5 different states. So it was like he was my only constant. You know, how do you build friendships when you're moving every 8 months? You know, like you don't get to build friendships with family. You don't get to build friendships with people because you're being uprooted so much. So it's like we went from here to Texas. We went from Texas to California. We went to California to South Carolina. We went to South Carolina to Kansas. We went from Kansas back to Oklahoma. So it wasn't like small moves. I'm talking about like cross country. So it ain't, you know, back then social media was not a thing. Internet was not a thing. I was too young to have a pen pal, you know, that kind of thing. So listen,
you was gonna be writing somebody.
That's what I'm saying. I was too young to even be doing that kind of stuff. So for me, the only thing that was constant was God. You know, like, okay, I don't really know everything about him, but I know enough about him from my grandparents that, okay, they said he's here with me. So I was that kid.
Mm-hmm. So it was just really simple for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you
This came with like a lot of rules.
A lot of.
You said, how did the difference of our upbringing as far as God relates, how did that collide?
How did that
tie into our foundation? Yeah, I was shocked after we came out of that storm stage and we kind of started debriefing after we realized how much growth we had what was
The
amazing.
5 to 8 years.
Yeah, after that, I'm talking about like a couple of years ago, we started to comb back through those differences.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a conversation with 2 young ladies that are in their 20s. And I started asking them some questions about God and how he sees them, and more so how they see God or how they believe God sees them. So I started asking them questions based on how I was raised. So like, how does God feel about you in this area? How do you think God sees you in this area? And with flying colors, these young ladies in their early 20s was like, God is good with me, I'm good with him. And I'm like, well, wait, what about this area? What about this? Has there ever been a time that you felt like you were distant from God or he was? And they were like, no, never. So to hear her story, it kind of mirrored theirs with she was just always free with her relationship with God. And I grew up rigid, but my mother is very free spirited. So there are just so many different contrasts of how we saw life and how we grew up culturally, music-wise. So it's something to laugh about now.
Yeah.
And it's appreciated differences. But in that storm stage, anything that was different, anything that was outside the script, oh, it's a problem. It's going to be some smoke. Now we're at the place where we can appreciate each other's differences and gain positive. Maybe you can see this a different way. So it ended up helping and enhancing. But initially, oh no.
I think he really wanted me to get into the box of shame that he existed in initially. And I was just like, no, I don't understand why you would even want me to do that. And I was just like, be free. And he was like, I don't know what that looks like. So it was like those things just kind of kept alighting until we were like, okay, wait, let me investigate why you feel that and where that comes from. And then he was kind of like, well, let me investigate why you are so free.
So, but just being curious about each other.
Yeah. And I wish we would have had that curiosity earlier. It ended up working out so that we could tell y'all. I think that if we wouldn't have, there you go. It ended up working out, but I think that like the beauty of the fact that it was ugly in the beginning, now we can do this vlog and sit down with couples and individuals and tell them and see it and see us in different relationship dynamics and say, I know what that is. Not only do I know what it is, we know why it is. If this is one way that we can offer you to kind of move through that. So it has enhanced our tool belt, but it was some hell. In the first 5 to 8.
El garbage.
Exactly.
Trash. Okay. And then
Not
y'all
all
said,
trash, but yeah.
Listen.
There's a lot of trash in the mixture.
listen, you find beauty in the rubbish.
Okay.
Well,
Y'all said sexuality and friendship were the other two.
yeah.
Plug again, if you didn't watch part 1, it's in there.
Come on.
Sexuality. We were talking about you learning to appreciate that she has different a different number of sex partners than you do.
Yes.
Okay.
Talk to
And at first you really didn't. You had a bunch of questions about the size, the who, the what, the when, the where's, and all the things. And then you said it concerned you in the beginning because you weren't sure if he had room enough to play. Okay. Walk us through how you guys navigated that.
Those conversations.
For me, I was just completely like raw, open with him about my history before we even got married. Like the week we were supposed to get married, I called him and was like, I just want to tell you some truths about me.
The week of?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Because I was like,
no, remember, it's only 2 months, 2.5 months.
Right.
So it's not.
So the week before we were supposed to get married, and sometime it was the way in which we got married was very strange. First of all, because I was in nursing school, he was working. He called me and was like, "You might get married today." Out there, I'm not thinking he even being serious, but he was. I found out later that day he was. So I was like, oh, okay. So in my mind, I'm like, oh wait, let me run down.
Yeah.
My track record, my history.
Yeah.
Because for me, because I saw my mom get married and divorced so many times, I was like, I don't want anybody feeling like I deceived them.
Bamboozled you.
Right.
Mhm.
So I was like, and it was so funny because he was so cool, calm, and collected about it. I said, hey, I just want to let you know a few things ahead of time. I said, you let me know what you feel about it. I said, if you still want to marry me, that's great. If you don't, that's totally okay too. Like, I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I said, but I want you to know these things about me prior to you marrying me. So if it's a deal breaker for you, you're not like inside of a marriage, like battling, like, what do I do? And so I did. I just ran down the list. And I was like, okay, so if you need time to think, that's fine. But just let me know what you think and what you feel. And if you want to still continue to move forward. And he was like, no, it's cool. I'm like, all right. I said, I'm making sure you're clear
You said.
ahead of time because I don't want you feeling deceived at all. And he was like, no, you know, like, it's cool. You know, you got that. All right, whatever. I'm like, okay.
And then
he was like, did he buy you these coat shoes? Did he buy you this purse?
My God.
Did he buy you this dress? So-and-so said you look good in this dress on Sunday. I'm going to throw it away. What? Sir?
You ever seen like
5 to 7, 5 to 8.
You ever seen like
Earlier on.
No, that was like the first year. We've been doing that kind of stuff all day. I wouldn't have been here. Yeah.
You ever seen hell like mobile and then somebody put some like 4 tires under hell and then mobile hell? It's hell on wheels. I was hell on wheels.
What? Okay. Hell on wheels.
Okay. Okay.
I know.
I can see it.
Okay. So you went from let me know what it is, keep it honest. I can take that to then.
I think he thought that was a one-time occurrence. I don't think that he fully understood, like, no, that's who I am to my core. Like, I am going to be transparent and honest with you.
Okay.
Even though it may make you uncomfortable because you have the right to know. Like, if I'm saying I'm going to do life with somebody, like, platonic, romantically, you got to know me. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, you my person, but I'm not going to tell you stuff. What? That's crazy. And I think for him, he just thought like it was just a moment of sobriety and he didn't fully understand like, oh no, that's who she is. Like she gonna tell you what she feeling, what you thinking. She gonna just be honest, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable or even possibly hurts your feelings because I just feel like people deserve the truth.
So what if since that is true for you, somebody on the receiving end in that dynamic, like walk us through what it looked like for you to appreciate that level of transparency in your partner.
I think that what comes to mind on top, is that you don't have to guess. It really takes the guesswork out. I think that for me, like then it was, she has some stank on it. So to separate truth.
Stank like on her vagina
no,
or like her?
Like attitude.
Her attitude. Just with one. Hold on. Just
the cold words.
No. Just any sexuality, any topic. You get you need to break. He's like, oh, is he doing this thing now?
I already knew she was like that. She was like,
Oh, you know she. So the tape was gonna be around, right? I'm supposed to warn you. Moving on. No. They do my sister like that right now. No. Any conversation.
Yo, ready.
Any conversation that she had, she would always say what she meant, what she said, express her feelings, whether they were accurate, inaccurate, just however she felt at the time, with no filter, no buffer. Waitresses, waiters, me, brothers, fathers, mothers, anybody could just catch it. And I just don't like that about you. So it hindered me from really hearing what she was saying and why she was saying what she's saying. We really got locked into methodology. for years.
A delivery.
Yeah, but I grew to appreciate it because, it, like I said, it takes the guesswork out, and what you see is what you get. And some people don't like that, but for people who are realists, it really just cuts the fat off of it. So you're just dealing in reality.
His fairy tale script was like a very docile.
Oh yeah. You gotta be that something.
And I was the opposite of it. I was like, nigga, what is we doing here? Like, this don't even make sense. And he'd be like, and I'm like, hello, what are we doing here? Like, what we're doing doesn't make sense. So to continue to do it is crazy. And he'd be like, who are you?
First of all, I don't like the tone of voice.
And I'm just super passionate. Like, if I care about somebody, I'm just like all the way in. And so I think my passion and my delivery to him was kind of like,
Oh, you want to fight?
Like, you coming for me? And it's like, no, if I'm passionate about something, I'm really passionate about it. Even if it's not pointed to you, but if I'm talking to you about it, I'm passionate about it, you're going to feel that passion.
I'm going to give you an example. So especially when we're in a restaurant. So if something happened in her day or her week, she talks in the style of, she talks to the person that she's talking to as if she's talking to the person who she had a problem with. So we've been in restaurants where she's like, it don't make sense to me how if I called you the first time and you didn't answer, why you thinking I wouldn't call you back? And so I'm sitting there smiling, yeah. So people are looking at me like, man, this woman is not understanding.
Like, no, she's telling the story.
Yeah, she's telling the story. So that used to drive me up the wall. Now I can just like,
I think that it challenged him because he was really, really concerned about what other people thought. And I wasn't. Like, for me, it was like, I don't care that we're in a restaurant right now. You and me, that's the reality. I don't care about all the other people around me. So even those things were very opposite. And so, of course, like, because I know how it can trigger him, I'm more aware of it if we are in public. And because he knows that that's just who I am, he has like grace for it, even if we are. So.
Okay, I got a real quick petty one.
Oh gosh.
So something in the household, something comes up missing. There was a time when she was like, somebody stole my somebody stole my, and I'd be like, what's stolen? What is all this somebody stole? And she was like, if I said it here and it's not here anymore and I look for it and I can't find it, somebody stole it. So where I'm from, hold on now. You accuse it. Ain't a bunch of stealing going on around. Everybody got their own.
Just misplaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just two completely different cultures.
Like, who stole it? I'm like, exactly, I don't know.
You slide.
Did you? What? No, I probably got it.
Somebody.
Okay. Okay.
You're being so petty right now.
I had to get it out. People always talking about somebody stole. So
Okay, so y'all talked about the sexuality, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were concerned that he didn't have the opportunity to play.
Mm-hmm.
So have you guys gotten the opportunity to get that out of your system? Or did your relationship need it like you thought you did? If so, how?
when you say play, define it.
I mean, y'all would define
Ask it again. Did we have an opportunity to get it out
it.
before we got
Because y'all
married?
said sexuality is in the foundation of y'all's relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you said in part one, you were concerned in the beginning that because he had less or a different number of.
He had a lot of shame wrapped around his sexuality. So he had things that he wanted to do and wanted to explore, but was kind of like fearful. Not even of me. He was fearful, like, oh my God, what is God going to think about me? And for me, I'm just like, God made me. So
Just free.
what I want to do with my sexuality had to come from him because he is my creator. He knows me. So I feel like that piece of me really helped him.
Yeah.
Because I would just kind of like talk about it. Like what I wanted, what I didn't want, ask him what he wants, what he doesn't want. And at first you could feel him. Like he wouldn't necessarily like externally say something, but I could feel him like tense up like, you just gonna ask me like that? You just gonna say it like that? And I'm thinking, I'm supposed to be with you forever. Oh yeah, we're talking about it. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, sexuality was something that I was heavily invested in was private.
Yeah.
So like, and she would call me out like, nigga, you want the same thing I want. Why are you not being vocal about your sexuality is just as high as mine, but you hide behind? I was like, hold on, you not what you're not finna do. You're not finna come for me in the sheets. So what you not finna do? Yeah, come on now. She like, you wanna?
I'm over here like, but you want to come like a jackrabbit and act like you're not.
Come on now. I got an image to hold. I had an image. I wanted to freaking.
Can I get you at lunch? And you in the middle of the night? Sir, you're not gonna hug on me 4 or 5 times a day and then act like you can't talk about stuff.
We're gonna talk.
I wanted a lady in the streets in a freak in the sheets. And like I said, how I grew up, sexuality was not something this is like politics. You don't talk about politics, you don't talk about how much money people make, and you don't talk about what they do in their bedroom. So I brought that culture into my relationship. Now, sexuality, I have a master's degree in sexuality. I know it, but to verbalize it at that time, it just was really like, wait a minute, you can't be out here just talking. We would be at a restaurant, she'd be just talking about the ooly wall and the oochie way, and I'm like,
Just be me and him.
I'm like, man, you don't know who's in there.
I'm like, he would act as if somebody had like a microphone.
Man.
Sir, me and you are at dinner. Like, it's me and you.
Yeah.
Like, we sleep with each other. It's me and you. Like, what? Yes. Oh. And it's gonna be looking like, bro, you gotta wait till we get to the bedroom. No. He's so sour.
We're like part 3. But I carried it. And it was really helpful. It was really helpful for her to free me to speak on whatever I wanted to speak on without, well, if she's not getting struck down, then maybe it is okay to speak on it, you know?
Oh, struck down like, okay, my God. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, her liberation really helped me to speak on whatever I wanted and needed to speak on without fear of someone's opinion. So it helped.
Did you need a level of safety from her for that?
Definitely. Yeah. And I just think that like how I grew up, one of the things that I found out about shame is that someone getting in it with you and saying, I'm here, is really, really, really pivotal when someone is steeped in shame, because it lets the person who's steeped in shame know, okay, you really are not just saying, come on, but you love me enough to get down here with me and wait on me to come out whenever I feel comfortable enough to come out. And that person is full of love enough to know, even though I'm down here with you, I know I can get out. So I'll come and sit with you for as long as need be.
You know what that sounds like to me too, though?
What?
The level of strength that she found. It's the same thing for really strong people, because you were talking about like of all the crap that was happening for a really strong person to identify like I'm really fragile and I'm really broken, but I can identify that like I'm at my weakest and this person comes through. It's the same. Yeah. That's a beautiful moment.
Come on, scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all talked about the moment you locked him out.
Oh, yeah.
You broke his heart. Okay. And you said it signified that or solidified that I was in this by myself for you. How did y'all navigate after that? Or do you guys remember?
Yeah, we had a lot of counseling, like an enormous, more than any other couple I know, just over dinner, over lunch, mediation. And so there really was not an opportunity that either of us had to not comb that through. Does that make sense? So we were forced, like it was a part of the culture that y'all got to do it. Y'all got to talk about this. and talk about it to the point where it's no longer an issue anymore. So it made us look at it because we've done it ourselves and caused damage to each other, just not dealing with the subject, not having the tools, the verbiage, and every time we try to bring it up, it goes south. So let's just table that so that really saved what could have been the end of our relationship by just talking it out. So now it's a joke now. 90% of this stuff is a joke now.
Yeah.
Then it was time to move some fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. So trust was restored for you guys. So what were practical steps that you took on your end to ensure trust was restored?
Seeing it from his side and him seeing it from my side. Because we really felt the same in the moment. We responded different though to what we were feeling. So I was feeling alone and neglected because I'm like, so you got me making all these sacrifices for what you are calling ministry. And I wasn't raised up under none of this. So this is very foreign to me. And you don't want to communicate why we doing what we doing, but we moving folks in and you want me to feed folks and be hospitable and raise all these kids that you keep impregnating me with. I was like, sir, this is not what I signed up for. So I remember feeling like that often, and it was like, okay, let me try to communicate it. Okay, no, you don't get it that way. Okay, let me try to communicate. No, not that. And it was really just like, I feel like I didn't even have the verbiage to truly communicate like how all of that was making me feel. And I think that he was really misreading my strength. Because I can do something. I can knock it out. I can just go with the flow. But it doesn't mean that I'm still not in need.
Yeah.
And so it was like when we really started combing through and he was kind of looking like, oh, she thugging it out, but she really don't want to thug it out. Like she really want to. And he was like, and for me it was like, okay, I see how that harmed you, how that hurt you, how that made you feel isolated and alone. So I feel like it was when we decided to step on the other person's side and look at it through their lens that we were kind of like, okay, I see how that hurt you. And I'm really genuinely sorry. Like I wasn't trying to hurt you like that, but I was trying to like self-preserve. And I think in that season of our life, we were both trying to self-preserve because there were so many other things going on. And we ended up hurting each other in the process.
Definitely.
You said earlier on, you said we have learned to appreciate each other's differences. And then you just said it was really like stepping on the other side, really to get the other person's perspective.
Yeah.
Can y'all talk a little bit about what capacities are and what y'all's are, and how y'all have learned to kind of navigate through the different dynamics?
You better ask questions tonight. What I tell you, you're Shannon Sharp, Alan Jesse Raphael tonight, bro. J-Line.
I think that we are truly yin and yang. Like if you've ever seen that circle where it's like that little black piece and then the white piece, I feel like that's really what we are. So he reminds me all the time, just by being himself. You don't have to take everything so seriously. It's okay to laugh and just enjoy the moment. And I think that I remind him, like, okay, although we are having a good time, we still do have to administrate some things here. But I think because we offer that to each other, like when we just are like being ourselves with one another, we can just really, really enjoy each other. So like one of my best memories from our apartment days, we just randomly had a water fight in the house. Now, I know the most people, they be like, wait, what? You was throwing water in your house? But it was like, everything feels so heavy and we just want to be a kid in the moment.
Yeah.
We did. We didn't even ask any questions. We just started. And it was like, there's water everywhere in the carpet. The tile. And we didn't care, but it was just like we just needed some kind of like release from all the tenseness.
Because nothing was funny.
Yeah, it really wasn't funny.
We would play wrestle and then shit turned serious.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes. Like, I absolutely hate when someone tickles me.
Yeah.
And he thought I was playing, and I would get serious, like, no, I'm about to really fight you. I don't like that. That's not like entertaining at all. He'd be like, why are you getting serious? I told you.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not like he's funny to me. Like, don't.
Yeah.
And so he'd be like, that kind of thing. So in that moment, it was just like a release for both of us. Like, dang, we can't just laugh. We can't just. So I have so many memories like that, like through our journey where we were just like on purpose, like, we're just gonna be a kid in this moment. We're gonna just play. Even though life is crazy and hectic and just demanding.
Dance in the ring.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore all of that. We're just gonna have a good time on purpose. And I feel like it's those moments that are like markers for us along our journey. Like, okay, life can be crazy and hard and hectic, but it can also be so fun and so like full of joy and just like refreshing if you're willing to see it, So I think that we're definitely yin and yang.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Yang.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know that it really matters.
I don't know who you assign which one to.
Okay.
Just name the sound.
Okay, well then I'm yin.
Okay, since you want to be yang.
But the longer that we are together, I feel like our relationship has begun to like infuse into each other. So like now I may just start playing. Looking like, what?
It took me a second.
Or he might just be serious and I go, like, so serious. And he look at me like, oh, really? Yeah. Why somebody get serious? Like you ain't get serious for half our marriage, like that kind of stuff. So I just feel like the longer that we are together, the attributes that I love about him, I've adopted them, and the attributes he loves about me, he's adopted them. So it just has created this like, what would you say?
And the two shall become one flesh.
But okay, so I want to really, I really want
Okay.
to talk about this because this segues into one of my questions. Because the next thing I was gonna say is he yang? You're yang.
I'm yang. He wants to be
yang. Last time we were talking about being a communicator, right?
Yeah.
You said, when she asked me about my day, I'm just like, But so by the time I'm like divulging and venting, she's like, oh shoot, let me sit up.
Yeah.
So walk us through
I'm
as a person that has like this capacity in communicating to a person that has this capacity in communicating. Walk us through from the time you leave your job to the time you get here. What are you practically doing internally?
In preparation to get home? Or
preparation to expand in that area to meet this need?
So I have a low stress job.
Okay.
So I really, they said camel stores, they extra food in them humps.
Okay.
So I have a job that doesn't require a camel hump. I don't have to use a lot of extra brain power. It's a routine job. The money's good, and I just know it like the back of my hand. So it doesn't require a whole lot of extra energy. So when she asked me, how was your day? Unless I just decide to take it there, it's a normal day. So a normal day is a normal day. So during my day, I'm storing my brain power so that if something else doesn't consume it, or a phone call or something that's business oriented, or that I need to answer the phone to deal with something serious, I really can have it on standby for her. Versus a couple of seasons ago, my day from start to finish could be World War III to a pool party, just from levels of intense to just really lax. So it really has leveled out and simplified at this stage of we're in year 18, just in case anybody didn't know, we're in year 18. So in year 18 and a couple of years back, since I've had this particular job and kind of started dumping things that I didn't need to carry any longer, it's really freed me up to be more available to communicate without a whole bunch of other thoughts. I had a conversation with my biological father when I reconnect with him maybe 4 years ago. Y'all laugh. So I said, man, I really want to hook up with you. I want you to come to Tulsa and hang out with me. Come see how see my family. So he says, all right, I will. He said, I got to warn you though. He said, I have a disorder. And I was like, oh God, not my dad, my boss. I didn't wait too long to hook up with this man. I got a disease, son. I was like, oh God, no. It's too late.
If he say
God.
something ridiculous.
He said, I have it. I said, what's it called? He said, it's called CRS. I said, oh God, Brittany, get the phone. I've never heard of that. Brittany, she's a nurse. I said, have you ever heard of CRS? He said, it stands for can't remember shit.
Okay.
That's what you think you're funny. That's you think you're a comedian.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking like.
So my day is really predominantly set up low stress.
Mhm.
I got it like that. So that I can give to her what she needs. Because y'all got to hear this part right here. I need all these cameras on. There really were long seasons that she really did not get all of me because of what I was engaged in as far as ministry and the level and how it was presented to me. So I think that it is the love of God that has given us a moment to just chill and get back to us. Somebody said, well, how come what do you do on the Sundays that you don't go to church? I hold my wife booty. That's what I do. We lay up in the bed and spinning these sheets. So, I said, there's not a problem with that because there were years that we did not give each other that time. So I said, I don't have no shame in my game. My first ministry is my house. And I heard a scripture that said, if you don't take care of your house, you're worse than an infidel and you deny the faith. So my home, us, my children, that is my primary responsibility. And I do believe you can do both. But the scale was so lopsided for so long. I'm unapologetically cutting time to just do us. And if we decide.
So, short version, you guys. He says the best of him for what's most important.
He saw the best in you. This is grown folk talk.
No, because I mean, people have different capacities, and so I just wanted people to hear, like, practically what do people do when they know, like, hey, I'm in this marriage or in this relationship, and I know I need to stretch or grow in this area. So practically, how can I, like, show up for this person?
Right.
Like, what does that look
And it takes me, like, if this is a conversation that comes up, I'm a processor. Like, that'll always be. So she's on the spot. She can have a conversation about anything on the spot, no preparation. Most of the time when we cut these episodes, I'll spring the topic on her like 15 minutes before. I got to meditate. You got to go from here all the way. It got to go all the way down. And then I'm good. And that was a problem. And she felt like it was, you're just starving me with silence, just for the hell of starving me. But when she understood and I understood that I want an answer now, let's talk about it right now, wasn't a direct insult against me. It was just the way that her brain works versus the way that my brain works. So now I can take and say, hey, I need a break. Let me just chill. Let me sit on some ice and let me process so that I don't have to apologize for giving you a fast answer or a fast explanation that don't make sense. So this is all years of that.
I brought that up because you said something that was cool. You said, like, over the years, our yin and yang have kind of, like, morphed into each other. So some of the things that, like, he would do, now I kind of do. But I really feel like that's just a testament to people kind of, like, being willing to expand their capacities.
Right.
It's just like a manifestation of, like, I used to be here, and now you will feel me and see the fruits of me being here. Like, I used to be stuffy, now I want to play.
Yeah.
No, I think that's so good. So how have you,
like, bombard him with knowledge? Now I'll, like, wait and be like, okay, wait, is that what I really want to say? Like, although I have all of this information to communicate, is that really what I want to say to him, or is that really how I want to say it to him? So a lot of times, which he is not even aware of, I'll have something that I can say, like, right then in that moment when it happens, and I'll be like, I'll wait till tomorrow.
So it may have, like, challenged you to become more skilled.
Right. Because sometimes something that is, like, agitating or annoying in real time when I process and think about it, I'd be like, that really wasn't addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not even worth a back and forth dialogue. And so because I've taken the time to just kind of sit on it and process and chew it, it's like, oh, no, we ain't got to talk about that.
That's a dope point. I got to say, it's a dope point because we've seen several relationships really get stuck in one person in the communicator feeling like it's got to be dealt with now. And when you're dealing with a processor, whether it's the male or the female or the female or the male, you can really lose a person permanently for how you handle or mishandle their brain, their style. Not that, the communicator doesn't have feelings, but I can't remember who it was. He said that you only, sometimes with a man, not all men, but predominantly, commonly how men are traditionally wired, you have about 1 or 2 chances with a man's ego. It's just, and so if you mishandle it, if he associates his ego with his speech, if he associates his ego with his sexuality, with how much money he makes, a woman doesn't have a lot of chances to mishandle that before he might not physically leave, or a woman might not physically leave, but in their heart, check out and still keep coming home. So it's a dope point.
How have you been able to stay, or have you always been able to stay engaged and connected in those seasons where you felt like he hasn't been able to like show up in that area for you?
With communication? Whenever we go through a season where he's really not able to communicate, it's definitely like an internal battle for me. Because I'm like, well, if you don't want to talk about it, we ain't going to talk about it. But trust me, my pullback game is going to be stronger than yours. So I feel like initially I was super petty with it. Like, oh, you don't want to talk? You want to communicate? I got you. Because I know you're going to want to talk before I want to talk, baby.
Okay.
If we're going to shut it down, we can shut it down. But I think then it changed into, okay, if you keep pressuring him to talk, he's just going to say what he thinks you want him to say, which now it's not what I wanted anyways, because I just want open, honest communication. So it's like, okay. Then I started asking questions like, how long do you need to process? Like, if I'm going to bring up something, how much time do you need before you can come back and we can talk about it? Because now I'm saying, okay, it ain't just about how you communicate. How does he communicate? How did he learn how to communicate? How can we meet in the middle? And then I think for him, it started becoming, okay, wait, she is being real gracious. She's giving me all the time. I need to try to like meet her in real time in conversation too. So although love is a huge piece of a relationship, it's also, I don't want to harm you. You don't want to harm me. So how can we meet in the middle? Show a lot of compromise. Okay. So yeah, I think that those were the things. But it's like you said, like it made me grow. Like it made me expand. It made me mature in areas because it was like, I can make this all be his fault if I want to see it like that. But if I leave this relationship, I'm going to still have those same issues in the next relationship.
You can be drawn to another yang. Okay. Because opposite.
Oh my God.
What they say. Come on.
That's right.
No.
There was something in my yang you wanted. Yeah, you want the yang.
So since we on the yin and yang and y'all are pour into each other, what is one thing currently that you feel like what is something that's best in him that brings out the best in him?
What's something that's best in him that brings out the best in me? I love his humor. It is so corny, but like we will laugh so hard. Like our kids be like they give us this look like it is not that funny. But I love that no matter what we have been through, no matter what we have encountered, he has never allowed anybody to like tamper with like it's just corny humor. So it cracks me up. I'll be in tears.
I'm not gonna be on this couch crying. You never have me crying.
No, seriously. And I think that he is very, very patient. Like, that's something that I so admire about him. Like, he has this level of temperance and patience that is unmatched. Like, I can't think of anybody else in my life that has that level of temperance. And like, don't get me wrong, things upset him, things irritate him, but he has mastered, like, okay, I know this irritated me, but let me first check myself about it. Like, why is this irritating me? Why is this person need to have access to that, like, agitate me like that? I had to get them tools in therapy back then. I didn't come to the relationship with them when that didn't come downloaded included. No, those were not included in the lessons package. Those were taught to Brittany in therapy. Like, thank God for it. But in the meantime, it was like, you are really gracious. Like, you really just kind of know how to, like, weather a storm in a way that is, like, so just admirable. I'm like, I'll go from 10 back down to 1, back to 10, and he just be like, yeah, we're going to just stay at the 4. And it's going to be all right.
I don't do well above 4.
I don't do
My
well
engine start overheating at a 4. I got to stay right at a 4, about 250 degrees.
So when I really, like, started to see myself and started to see, like, how much I needed to change and how much I needed to grow, it would be times he would feel me, like, about to go, and he would just put his hand, like, and it was like just those little reminders that would be like, I don't have to give everybody a piece of my mind. You're absolutely right. And it was just literally just him putting his hand right there would just be that reminder, like, you deserve that energy or time.
Healing hands.
We gonna just keep chilling. And it was very, like, surprising to people. Like, I can remember people having conversations with me like, why you don't fight no more? I missed the Brittany that used to fight. And I was like, oh, baby, that was toxic. And I'm just not that person anymore. I don't do that.
You don't want to fight no more.
Yeah, like, if you want to argue and fight, I'm just not that person anymore. You like trying to this person.
I got a radiator now. I don't need to run hot.
And he would be like, I'm like, okay.
Some coolant. You got some coolant in it. You know what that means? I said radiator and coolant and all that. Yeah. I'll tell you after this.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of cool, engine coolant.
Those would be my 2 things. It's humor and affection.
Okay. My 2? 1 or 2? I
It could be anything.
I won't be long, but I will be strong.
You can say anything.
Okay, ask it again. I want to make sure I phrase it.
I said, what's something about her that brings out the best in you?
Brittany, you are fearless. Now, I hated it initially because she would be wrong and still strong. And I'd be like, damn, how you gonna be strong and wrong? Mm-hmm. But she has one gear, and that's God.
Yeah.
That is just, when she get up, it's just, I've in meetings, injustice.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, so that has brought out the best in me because it has shown me, like, God gonna cover you. Even when you're wrong, it's nothing wrong with being bold. It's just as bold as she is when she's wrong. Mm-hmm. She's that bold when she's right. And she also has a boldness to say, you know what, I got it wrong. I got it wrong in my boldness. And what the young people say, that same energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come back and get it. And I don't like to apologize. I don't like to go back so I would rather just get it right the first time. Well, when your foot just stay on the gas, you just come back and get it if you mess it up and trust that love will cover it. Mm-hmm. And so I've seen people be injured by that boldness or not understand it or take it wrong, me, myself, but see the intent. And so that has made me better because it has caused me to trust love, that if you just do something with your whole heart, even if you mess up and people know you,
yeah,
and people know your intent and you can articulate it, a person who really can look at your heart and say, okay, I know that you did not mean it. It wasn't malicious. And I have a track record of your love to prove you weren't trying to harm me, because just as much as you harm me, I have 12 other examples of that bold love coming to get me. So it has benefited me, because I see that love is just, like she said, these different administrations of love.
Okay.
I'm talking about it tonight, boy.
All right.
This is Tulsa Tea Party.
Out of y'all two, who spends the most money?
Come on. I'm gonna let herself. I'm gonna let her turn herself in.
Who's the most dramatic when they're sick?
Okay.
You just have to raise your hand.
No, just be honest.
Can we talk about this?
No.
Because I don't get sick often, but when I do, I get sick. Yeah, I'm
He's
dramatic.
saying it as if I get sick often.
Which come on, it's not too.
It is.
No, I'm dramatic, but I know I need my time.
So is the most dramatic person in the whole.
Who falls asleep mid-conversation often?
Yeah.
Come on, Braggedy. Mid-conversation?
Now listen, we'll talk that talk during the day when we get home tonight.
Y'all done sat on this couch this whole time. Y'all fall asleep during
and then get into bed and the balloon pops up. We
wide awake. And this is what's crazy. I feel like we be setting ourselves up, right?
Well, I don't even speak on it.
Whoever be like talking the most trash during the day, they be the one who.
I don't make no promises. When I get home tonight, I'm about to, because it started an argument. You said last night. I don't make no promises.
Right? So he'll be talking, right? When we go to sleep, maybe in the morning I'll be like this.
You have a long
day. Like, what? I said, oh, you must have been real. Because you was saying all this, but he was like, oh, I thought we went to sleep together. No, you didn't. Because I was up looking at you like, oh, you really gonna go to sleep? You know what to do? Come on. You got nobody to about it?
It's just best to, fellas, ladies, what's the best to not make promises. Because then you got to come back the next night and you got to take a Red Bull. You gotta make that back.
Okay, so I'm both guilty of it. Like, I ain't even gonna just sit on here and act like
please. Come on, sit with me.
Because I didn't have.
Stand with me.
I'll do that to him in the morning and then I'll be the one the next night like,
you ain't getting no lessons?
Rashad got some cutty last night. So me and Rashad got some cutty.
It's like, but okay, hold on.
So who falls
You're funny, don't you?
Who falls asleep after sex?
I don't stay awake to find out. I think I got to have my.
So you got your answers.
I will be still around for what? You give that baby a warm bath, a full bottle, and swallow him up. It's lights out. I told her one time, if somebody break in, I was so depleted. I said, if somebody break in tonight, I just pray to God that they don't harm us, because I'm no good. He would
say that and be out like 3 seconds later. He'd be like, Lord, protect us.
I'm not good.
I'd be like, should I take this as a compliment or should I be concerned?
Better put her gun on. Yeah. Because I ain't got.
We both got a gun. Let me just put it like
I am dead. Okay. Who takes longer to get ready?
You know the answer to that. It takes longer in your house to get ready.
Yeah. It takes way longer to get ready.
We just got to throw some Timbs on.
It takes way longer to get ready.
I don't know. I believe. He's not here to defend himself. We're going to ask him.
I'll say this. It takes me longer to get ready, but he waits to the last minute to get ready.
That ain't what she asked.
So a lot of times, that means you ask, this is me. If we're going somewhere, I'll say, okay, what time do we need to leave? Because I want the time, because I want to know how early do I need to be up preparing and getting ready. Case in point, last week, he was like,
brood on. Let's
we
go.
need to leave at 9 o'clock. So I'm like, okay. And I'm that person, like, even when the kids are small. Okay, you told me an early time. I'm about to have snacks prepared ahead of time, bags prepared ahead of time, technology going to be charged and ready to go. I'm going to have my purse together, all of that. He'll tell us to be ready at 9 o'clock and he'll start getting ready at 8:50. And I just pay 850. And I be like, do we need to leave it on? Like, now I'm concerned. Like, oh, we about to be late.
We're gonna be
Y'all just stay
Like, I'll have the kids in the car. Like, y'all go ahead and get in the car. I done already started the car.
See, because I'm
I'm
driving.
coming back in the house. Like, are you okay? Like, you said we need to leave at 9. It is now 9:06.
Mhm.
We're going to be. And then on the way, he'd be like, well, I mean, technically, we didn't.
You don't give them early time.
Okay.
Exactly.
Who forgives more slowly? What?
More than
He'll hold grudge. I'll like get elevated and then immediately let it go. It's like, I thought y'all felt this over.
talking about it, Nick. Talking about it get me fired up. Right?
I'd be like, how are we going to resolve it if we don't talk about it? Okay, I'm confused. Or he'll be like, well, I thought you was married. I was like, oh, I was when I said it, but I'm over it. Like, it's
That's you.
Oh.
Firecracker.
just saying.
Who plans the best dates?
Me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I got some spots, don't I? Yeah. I can't. You catch a vibe. All right. Come on now. Shine me up. Come on.
That's the date planning.
Give me an extra mic.
He good at it. Like, all right, come on, just get dressed. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, well, you talking that noise at night. Y'all I don't know about that part, boy.
Biggest takeaway that y'all want to share from y'all journey, that y'all want people to take away from y'all journey.
You ready? And this goes back to our deconstructing marriage conversation, which I think, in my personal estimation, is the best content that we have on the page. Deconstructing marriage, because I think that a lot of couples are trying to make something fit that doesn't fit because it has foreign entities in it. So what I mean by that is I think that a lot of people are trying to fit into somebody's box.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the storm stage of our relationship was me trying to put her in my box and her trying to put me in her box instead of coming to the table and dumping what we were told and what we thought. And so I think that if we would have did that we could have came into the relationship with a mutual appreciation for one another and not have had to wrestle each other. Because I think that at the bottom line, we really were at war with ourselves. And so I would say to every person that is watching this, if you are at war with yourself, you're going to tear your relationship up. But if you can get in peace with yourself, if you can understand your whys and be clear on it, the good, the bad, and the undeveloped, even if it's not fully developed, in awareness of that, so that you can take ownership when it does get rough, is my largest takeaway that I want people to know. You've got to resolve your inner conflict. Michael Jackson decreed and declared. I'm looking at the man.
I feel like I really, really agree with what you said. I think we had to get to a place where we were like, let's just build our own box. Like, who said marriage has to be this or has to be that? But like you said, what had us in turmoil is the set of rules that I came to the relationship with and the set of rules that he came to the relationship with. And initially, neither one of us wanted to let them go. Even though we knew that they weren't aiding our relationship, like even though we could see that it was damaging what we were trying to build, because they were our rules, it was like, but I need to be loyal to my rules. And it was like, well, why? Like, you got to be loyal to those rules. You know, those rules are not helping. So I think at a point in our life individually, we individually said, okay, wait, where did these rules come from? Why did I adopt these rules? And why am I holding on to them so tightly? Like, if I know that they're harming me and what I'm saying that I want to build and develop with this person, why am I not willing to look at the origin of it? Like, why am I not willing to, like, say, well, maybe I never needed this rule, or maybe this rule helped me in this season, but now I'm not in that season.
Yeah.
So it was those kind of conversations that we had to have as individuals with ourselves that allowed us to see each other completely different. And it was like we got to reintroduce ourselves to one another, and it just created something that was really, really beautiful. But grace and mercy are super important because people develop and grow at different paces. So I couldn't like try to make him be on a fast track, just like he couldn't make me be on a fast track. And just because I started therapy before him didn't mean that I got to like downplay him. Like, well, if you would have just went when I went, you know what I mean? So it was like everything happened intentionally and on purpose when it needed to. And it just really created this little beautiful thing.
When you first went to therapy, in my head, I was like, finally, God was about to do something about this problem. It's about time you went to sit and talk to him.
But now, he never said that audibly, because I remember going to him and I was like, I don't want you to feel like, you know, like you haven't tried to aid me or assist me or help me. But I was just like,
I need extra.
Man, I was like, no, my exact words to him was like, I need special ed help. Like, because he had never heard me say anything like that. But I'm like, I don't think that it's normal to carry this much grief around. Like, I don't think it's normal to just keep living over stuff that's happening like it's not happening. I was like, in my brain, I was like, at some point, I'm really going to have a really bad breakdown and not know. So let me just go get help before that happens.
Yeah.
And I think it's for grown folks too, because when you're grown, you don't have to check in with your parents. If you want to move some, almost cuss. If you want to move some furniture in your house, you ain't got to call and say, what you think about me moving the furniture? You can arrange the furniture in your relationship that best fits the people that live there without feeling like I got to get permission to make this adjustment in my marriage for the sake of my marriage. Because we're the ones that got to, you're the ones that got to live in it. So it's grown. Now, with that comes a responsibility. Because while you're moving furniture, you got to pay the mortgage in that house you're moving the furniture. So it's give and take, but everybody is grown until it's time to apologize. We all are grown and consenting adults, but that responsibility that comes with someone is putting their safety in my hands. And what I do with it, is this person going to leave me better or worse? That responsibility of I can hurt somebody and they're vulnerable and I can hurt them.
Yeah.
Love just really just comes in, but it's a responsibility to that grownness. Grown folks stuff.
Well, this was part 2, guys.
We survived. I didn't know what you was coming with. Eh?
What? I told you was like a recap.
You gotta watch you.
Oh my Lanta. Thank you guys for sharing.
Yeah, we hope it helps somebody.
Your journey, going deeper and diving into pieces of your story. Listeners, audience, please take away tools and steps from these guys. Keep sharing.
More to come. Dateline.
Part 2, Tulsa Tea Party.
It's the hot.